What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of BOP, or should I say NOP and DOP, because today I am joined by the host of your favorite segment on the show, Mr. Fritz, and special guest appearance and co-host for today's episode, also in Nick Morski joining us today.
Hola.
Gentlemen, what are you guys drinking? We got a little Mickey Ultra.
Going to Mickey again.
Nice. Oh, Nick's
got a little bit of scotch here.
The
a little
good
bit
scotch.
of Highland Park.
Yep.
Scotch and
right.
yes.
So for those of you joining in right now, watching the show, obviously the big omission from the show is Bobby is not joining us today. He just introduced a new life into this world. Welcome, Marin. Congrats to Bobby and Stephanie for doing that. That's a pretty cool thing to do.
Congrats on the sex, guys.
Yes, congrats on the sex indeed. And yeah, so I figured we're just going to kick things off today with your favorite segment. It's the Degenerate Minute with Fritz.
Love that. All right, let's kick it off. You got the scores ready? And I'll read the lines.
I got the scores ready. Let's see what we got.
So first matchup was myself -2.5 over Drew.
All right.
That was Bobby. So I'm reading it as Bobby's pick. So Bobby had myself over Drew.
Over Drew, yes. And you had a 10-point victory over the One-Eyed Bandits.
So that would be a win for Bobby.
Probably thanks to a late Hail Mary to DeAndre Hopkins.
I don't know. Thanks.
How much was that one pass worth?
Yeah, that was a big one. And it would have been that. I would have been really mad if that didn't happen because I also had Nick Chubb, and I don't know if you guys saw, he ran out. He had like a 60
at the one. Yeah, he ran out the one.
At the one.
Did what Melvin or Todd Gurley couldn't do.
Yeah. So he did that, and that would have been 6 points there too. But either way, I got the win, but lost $2 on the game. That's all right.
I guess that's how it goes, ups and downs.
Yeah, take a win for a win. So
yeah.
Next matchup was Parker. Bobby has Parker plus 17.5 over Jeremy.
Ooh, that did not happen. So Turban Meyer took a 40-point loss to Jeremy's OU Betcha. Thanks to big games from Kamara, Roethlisberger, and Thielen. Pretty decent outings for those three.
He's got a good squad there right now.
Yeah, did we ever talk about that trade he made for Dalvin Cook?
No, we never really did, but now looking back on that was like a ridiculous trade.
That he is the top 2 running backs in the league now.
I know. It's crazy.
Pretty well. Just trade Parker for McCaffrey and you're good.
I've tried.
Parker has this weird sixth sense where he knows what players are going to go off and which ones are going to go like dead, because he's been bugging me for Josh Jacobs for weeks. And Josh Jacobs has been like, highs and lows, a lot of lows lately. And then he goes off for 29 points this week. I'm like, good thing I didn't trade him. But Parker knows. I don't know how he knows.
Well,
I didn't know.
He was due for a big game. I think he had under 12 points, 4 games in a row or something.
Yeah. But I mean, that's the thing. You never know. Is that just going to continue, or when is that big game coming? And he knew that it was going to be this week. Just saying.
It's the turban, man. In there.
It's the turban. All right. What about the next matchup?
Right. So that's 1-1 for me and Bob. Even it out. Next matchup since you're talking about Josh Jacobs, we'll go with your matchup, Oliver -10.5 over Mike.
That's right. And I had, I don't know, what is that, a 16-point victory? No, I don't know. I had a big victory over Mike.
Yeah, so that's a win for Bob there.
That's a win for Bob.
I love your production out of the kickers that game, though. 15 and 16.
Oh, crazy. I actually got pretty lucky. And then I had a pretty big lead going into Monday night. And I was like, the only way that Mike stands a chance is if Jefferson has a 30-point game. And by halftime, the guy had 18 points. I was like, what in the world is going on here?
Jefferson's hot. He's doing well. He's heating up.
Too bad he's on that doozy of a team Mike has, so, but it's all right.
The funny thing though is Mike had a really good week and would beat anyone except for me and Jeremy.
Yeah.
True.
That's usually how it happens.
Yeah.
Just unlucky. So the next one, so done with that matchup, we'll jump into Bobby had Kyle McKenna over, so plus 25.5 over Kyle Noyes.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, so that didn't happen because what is that? 42-point win for crippling management.
Yeah.
Put the beat down on the dot there.
I saw McKenna's running back had like 28 points on Thursday night, and I was like, oh,
Hines, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, Bobby got a great pick there. He just got a 28-point cushion, and McKenna's team just.
Well, yeah, it was Hines and just nobody else scored over 15 in his whole team.
Yeah, I mean when John Brown is your top wide receiver,
man, that's your guy.
There's problems.
Best value pick.
I know, but he was. But I had to get rid of him.
Dropped him.
There's too many other players I want to play, and Diggs ended up emerging as the clear number one for Buffalo. So I had to do what I had to do.
As expected.
Cole Beasley had a hell of a game too. He actually did better than Diggs.
He's actually had a hell of a – he was the top scoring wide receiver in fantasy last week.
Yeah.
Overall. Who has him? Does anybody have him?
Nope. He was on waivers last I checked.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like Bobby having won his team or something.
All right, cool. So that brings us to our last matchup.
Yep. The most anticipated matchup of the night.
Oof.
Me and so let's go back for a second. Me and Bobby are even. So both won 2 and lost 2.
Okay.
And then so Bobby's pick on this game was he took himself plus 2.5 over Nick. And game.
Wow.
What a game there.
What an accurate line. That's incredible.
For those of you who did not see the line and we're not watching this match go down on Monday night, Bobby lost by 3 points. So this was a crazy game, and there actually is a lot to get into, but I'm gonna wait until the end of this segment. Yeah, there is. I've got a lot of stuff has been given to me to discuss on this game, but I will just say, kind of some unlucky beats for Bob. One, Drew Brees getting hurt. That kind of screwed him. A lot of missed opportunity and points there.
Mm-hmm.
Then you had Chicago's offense was pretty bad in that game from what I saw. And their defense came through clutch with a touchdown or the special teams, I should say.
Special teams, Cordero.
Yeah, exactly. So, and, you're never expecting that. Like, I was thinking, I was like, well, no way Chicago stays with 10 points by the end of this game. And then they ended up having a ton more, or they had exactly 10. But I didn't think it was going to go that way. And an interesting pickup for Bob at running back in Gallman. I saw him on the waivers during the week, and I thought about picking him up, and he ended up being a good pickup for him with 18 points. So interesting game. We'll get into more later.
Yeah, definitely the highlight game of the week. So
yes, especially with what was at stake.
Yeah.
And what still is at stake.
Yep, he's got to run the table, so that's
key.
Yeah. Can he? Does he have to win out from here, or is there one more loss?
He can
afford
one.
He can afford.
He has
one more, yeah?
one loss. Yeah.
Okay. Dang, that's still. All right. Very cool. Awesome. So what does that bring us to now? The Wheel of Winter segment?
Yeah, so I won that match, so another winning week for myself finally. 2 in a row.
2 in a row. Nice.
For me, only down $24 now. So
Very cool.
I'm
Huge.
I'm coming for the Cobb.
Slowly, we're getting there.
Slowly but surely, we're getting there. But yeah, so wheel of winners.
Yeah. First, before we get to the spin, let's talk about this week's wheel pick. Was the Raiders? They were like -3, -3.5.
Yeah. So at the beginning of the week, it opened Raiders -5, and by game time, I looked and it was all the way down to -3. So a lot of Broncos money came in on this game, but the wheel knows more than
The
everyone.
wheel knows more. That is so right. I got to come up with a catchy tune for this. Like, I don't know. I'm
do
not
the
gonna,
same thing. Just do the same thing as the Fritz thing. Just
it's got to be different.
wheel.
No, it's got to be different. I don't know what it's going to be yet. I'll try to think of something for next week, maybe.
Like some Price is Right music or something going on.
Yeah, I don't know. We're not that advanced yet, but I think we'll get there. Probably by next season on the pod, we'll have worked out how to do some magic like that.
Soundboard.
Yeah, I would love it.
Get a wheel winner T-shirt. Maybe actually build an actual wheel. I don't know, man.
Wow, that would be something. I'll leave that for you.
Sure.
You're the wheel winners guy.
Pretty sure you can just buy one of those wheels and it's like a whiteboard. You can just write on it.
But I want like a big one, really big one.
Yeah, exactly.
Engineer that shit, man.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. All stuff in the works. But yeah, Raiders covered easily that game. I can't remember the score, but it was a
30-something to like 6.
Yeah, it was a butt whooping.
Their defense finally showed up.
37-12, so they would have won any spread you put up, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you want, we can get ready to spin the wheel.
Let's see what the next pick is.
Week 4 wheel winners.
Spin the wheel. Spin the wheel.
Spin that wheel.
Ooh, what are we?
I'm just staring at Oliver right now. I can't see the wheel.
Oh, Eagles.
Eagles.
All right.
Let me look that up real quick.
Well, yeah, let's give it a quick looky look.
Eagles are playing Cleveland.
They're in the Browns.
Yeah.
Right now, it is Browns -4, I'm seeing.
All right.
Eagles +4.
Eagles +4. All right. Well, the wheel knows.
Yeah. The wheel
so
knows.
that's what it's going to be. Ain't no guess. That's what it's going to be.
The wheel knows. That's
Eagles, baby. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Yep. We'll ride with the Eagles this week. They didn't look good last week, but the uglier the pick, the better.
Haven't looked good any week, but all right.
Yeah, that's true. The whole NFC East is very careful. But, hey, it's the wheel. Got to go with it. Got to keep riding it. It's hot.
Cool. Well, thank you for that segment, Daulton. That was perfect. Yeah, awesome. Very good. I just wanted to say I enjoy this co-host group. Nick, well, Daulton, you're pretty much on it anyway, but Nick, I wanted to bring you on because of that fantastic conversation that we had on pumpkin carving night. I was like, this is the real trio of geniuses among fantasy football, and I felt like it needed to be reunited again to bring some in-depth analysis.
I love it.
Yeah, it was great. Some great conversation. Always fantasy related. The two, I mean, we're the top 2 guys in the league right now.
Fritz, man. 7-2-1, baby. 7-2-1
in the East and the West. I'm sitting at 5-5, like smack dab in the middle, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
What does the projected playoff bracket look like right now?
Those I do not trust those final standing projections whatsoever, because I don't think I've ever made it above 4.
Well,
not those. I think Dalton's talking about like the playoff projections as is today. Yeah, no, those are weird and they move a lot. So right now it has Bobby, Mike, McKenna, and Parker out.
Wow, Parker out.
It has me at number 5 playing Kyle, and then Drew playing Jeremy for the 6-3 matchup, and then of course you two are getting the buys.
Nice. I like that.
Well,
You
love it right now.
You just, once the Buffalo Bills get hot, you came back and you're trying to deal that
Over the
vibe.
past 2 weeks,
Yeah.
I've been the hottest team.
I'm getting a little afraid here. I got Kyle Mellies and Oliver right on my heels. Those are two of the hottest teams in the league besides, I think, Jeremy. So, yeah.
But if either of us win one more game, me or you, Nick, we lock up the buys.
I definitely need that bye because my team, we are squeaking wins out. So they're going to need a break one of these weeks.
Yeah. I mean, Daulton squeaked out a win this week, too. Only 10 points and didn't even break triple digits to do it. You guys just got some favorable matchups.
Yeah.
Yep. Gotta know. Gotta get lucky sometimes. So that's fantasy for you.
Exactly. So any recent league activity that jumps out to you guys besides Nick's Chicago wide receiver situation?
Yeah, that was funny with both you guys, the Morsky brothers, going back and forth in that.
Yeah. Well, it was almost all me when you really look at it.
well, since we're on it, we can talk about it a little bit. We can get people familiarized with the situation that unfolded. So I guess I'll describe what the situation was going into Monday night. Bobby and Nick were in a very close race going into Monday night. Bobby's only remaining player was Allen Robinson, who was questionable at wide receiver because of an injury. Now, Nick preemptively picks up, it's a weird situation. He picks up.
I think I did it wrong, man.
He picks up Darnell Mooney, who is Chicago's backup wide receiver, in anticipation that Allen Robinson may not be able to go, so he wants to prevent Bobby from being able to take that player. Then he drops Mooney and picks up Anthony Miller instead. Then drops Miller and picks up Mooney again. So that's activity. So he's going back and forth trying to decide, how do I prevent Bobby from picking up Chicago's remaining wide receivers? And now this is where things get kind of sketchy, a little bit cloudy here. Is OU Betcha, Jeremy comes in and picks up Anthony Miller off waivers as well. And now that is a little bit collusion-y because it suggests that Nick got the help of his brother to prevent Bobby from being able to pick up the backup wide receiver in case Allen Robinson couldn't go. Now, it didn't really end up mattering because Allen Robinson did play, but I don't know. So, any comments just off the top there, Nick?
Well, just going in to Monday night, I was already a little ticked off with the start of Wayne Gallman on his team because I knew for a fact that there's no way Bobby makes that decision on his own. That was all his advisor. If it was up to him, he was definitely going to start Melvin Gordon, or he's probably going to pick up a backup running back for the Packers. So, yeah, I was already pissed off because Gallman was basically the reason he was in the game. And
Gallman, 18 points, big performance.
Yeah, that was pretty – well, I mean, Drew Brees getting hurt him, but still. Gallman was the entire reason he was in the game. And I know for a fact that he would never have picked him up. So I was just screw it. Let me screw around with some waiver wire ads. I think if I just had not added Miller or something and just dropped him without adding again, it would have made a difference. So I don't know. Maybe Jeremy was going to look for Rex Burkhead on the waiver wire and noticed what I was doing. I don't know if he's getting but
are you suggesting that it was accidental, that this was just a coincidence?
I don't know. Potentially, yes.
Potentially a coincidence.
Yeah, so
quite the suggestion. Let me
And,
ask. Did you get Jeremy's help? Did you say, hey, pick up this guy so Bobby can't? Did that happen?
I can neither confirm or deny.
All right. Well, real quick, earlier today, the owner of Relax and co-founder of this podcast released this statement. Bear with me.
To get audio.
How are we supposed to read that?
So earlier today, a statement from Relax owner Bobby Johnson in response to the free agent activity leading up to Week 10 of Monday Night Football. As we all know, the leadership and integrity of this league has been in question since the Dad Bods, formerly CZJFL, league draft. Week 10 was another example of the malfeasance shown by the Office of the Commissioner. We strongly condemn the unprofessional, disturbing, and abhorrent behavior which is entirely inconsistent with our standards and has no place in this fantasy football league. While the Relax ownership group, advisory board, players, and most importantly, our fans remain optimistic, we will meet the 7-win target our team is chasing. It is clear our odds are quickly waning. We are deeply saddened by the actions of league owners and the commissioner's office this week and are grateful they did not have an impact on the final outcome. Our ownership group remains poised to launch a full investigation. However, upon introspection, we've decided to take the high road yet again. This will remain our position for the foreseeable future. We hope these words do not fall on deaf ears. It's important that the owners of the league remain vigilant to maintain the league's integrity moving forward. Do not rely on the office of the commissioner to be the purveyor of truth. With that, I will leave you all with a quote that is all too fitting given recent events in and around the league. Don't just teach your children to read. Teach them to question what they read. Teach them to question everything. That quote attributed to George Carlin. So yeah, that's the quote today out of the ownership group of Relax. Any comments regarding this quote?
That's incredible.
That's a great quote. I mean, I got to be honest. When we really get down to it, like anybody who plays Bobby from here on out, I mean, I know what's going to happen in this podcast, but if this advisor went to come out, would that not technically be collusion because Bobby is not in control of his team at all?
Look, I don't know. This is a weird year, to be honest. 2020 is a weird year. This is a very Trump-esque statement from Bobby.
It really is.
Don't believe what the media is telling you. Don't let the commissioner be the purveyor of truth.
Fake news.
Fake news. Exactly. That's what we're getting here. Why can't I ever figure out how to
Professional statement
sharing?
That was he must have put at least 7 minutes into that.
Yeah, exactly.
That is incredible. I thought you were pulling up like audio or like a video that he did at a press conference.
No,
like
no.
Put on like a t-shirt suit or something.
But yeah, he did. That statement was released earlier today. Great statement. I love it.
Good stuff.
It is pretty collusion-y. I don't know. I mean, when he told me what was happening and I saw for myself, I was like, I don't know about that. It's suspicious because it's Jeremy.
Yeah, it's penny stocks.
We agreed that you trying to pick up the backup wide receiver is fair game.
Absolutely.
How could it not be?
Exactly. But where it gets shady is getting your brother to help you by picking up yet another backup wide receiver. That's where the collusion is.
Well, I thought that they weren't going to be able to be picked up after I did that.
You have to take a day for the flame to go through.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, after I did it, I didn't know he could pick him up. I thought that it was just like, that's it. So I had no idea going in that he was going to be able to pick him up. So, yeah. Like I said to Bobby, I saw it on an episode of The League. And, yeah.
Oh, did you really? This move to get the backup wide receiver?
I think he did defenses. I think he picked up and dropped every defense in the league. so someone couldn't do it. But yeah.
Oh, interesting. Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe I should rewatch the league. It's been a long time since I last watched it.
Yeah.
Could be
show
good for the pod. All right. Well, I'm glad we got to that segment.
I figured that was the whole thing the podcast was about, honestly.
It was meant to be a big part.
Yeah.
And that is also another reason why I wanted to have you on, to get your perspective on the collusion. Just more collusion. A year riddled with scandals. We have advisors. We've got draft days.
Hardly collusion.
I think it might actually be like the definition of collusion. Two teams colluding.
No, in the past, the collusion that's happened in our league, people have, towards playoff time, like, people have made trades like that were just insane.
That's true.
There was no social media then, so it was too long ago.
Yeah. That's why this pod exists, to call people out and keep people honest. From now on, you have to answer to us. Answer to
the pod.
All right. Well, we've got a special guest in the waiting room. We do have the I guess the fourth head maybe to this collusion thing. We have the advisor to the Relax ownership group. Everyone put your hands together and welcome in Tanner Duchesne.
Douche.
Welcome, Tanner, to the pod. How are you doing? Okay, hold on. We're working on audio. I think he's got us now. Can you hear us? 1 second.
You have this fake voice on? Is that what you're trying to do?
No, still can't hear you.
Chipmunks? Alvin and the Chipmunks?
Is he muted? You're not muted on our end, I don't think.
I don't hear anything.
No, can't hear it. Can you hear us? Give us a nod if you can. Okay, you can hear us, but we can't hear you.
Did he dial in the whatever it's called, audio?
Oh, background too.
Wow, this is very Trump-esque. I said it was Trump-esque. Oh man.
Only we can get on.
Yes, still no sound.
You need a fancy mic like Oliver.
Love the background. What's that?
Said he needs a fancy mic like you.
I know. We'll try to get it. No, still nothing.
No. Maybe we kick him out.
How about now?
Yeah, we got you. We got you.
There we are.
All right.
There he is.
Cool. Tanner, welcome to the show. And first of all, this is the big reveal. The advisor from the previous episode was Tanner this whole time. We had a couple of guys who guessed it. Yeah. So good to have you on the show. I love the background.
Yes. You know, I've been trying to catch up here with some of the other podcasts. I actually worked last Saturday. And I was like, how do I get inside the mind of everybody in this podcast? And I was like, I need to just watch the podcast.
Exactly. Great starting point.
And, you know, I did pick up on that animosity on, you know, the league name change. So I figured maybe I can represent a little bit.
Yes. Did you have you seen Bobby's statement that he released earlier today?
Yes, I did.
Okay, you did. So we already brought it up and kind of talked about it a little bit.
One sec. Did you write it?
Did I? No, I did not write it.
Oh, okay. All right, never mind.
So anyway, I said when we saw the statement, I was like, this is kind of Trump sounding, like he's saying that don't trust the commissioner, like fake news kind of thing, collusion.
He's just trying to put a firm stance out there that it was definitely some shady business kind of going on in the background there.
Yeah, there definitely was. There definitely was a little bit. Although now we're getting people saying that you being an advisor is in itself shady.
That's fair.
That Bobby's getting help. So I can see both sides and I love it. All right, cool. Well, since we got you on, let's talk a little bit about Bob's team. What were some of the big moves you guys made this week?
I know.
Yeah, so I think the biggest move right out of the gate was the running back play right before Sunday football. I think swapping out to Wayne Gallman Jr. was the big winner. Really set us up. I felt like it was going to really set us up in position. Nick, you're a little worried there?
The only thing I was worried about, the only thing I knew for sure is that you had made that acquisition, not him.
Yeah, I definitely hit him up. I was like, dude,
Yeah.
I'm picking up Wayne Gallman in my league. You should probably do the same in your league.
Yeah. But I was a little worried that made the game really close.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of tracking him the last 2 weeks in my league anyways. And
so was I. I think we were all on the fence about picking him up.
Yeah, because everyone's like, he's a giant. No one can trust him.
Exactly.
But
could have been anybody. But.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that was I think the biggest play. And then we got shafted by the Drew Brees injury. Was just a gut wrenching. Just a complete letdown. I think we had this week locked up. I mean, the team felt like it was the optimal team set up to win.
I got to say, I did think I was going to lose. But, hey. Yeah.
That's right. You're still in first place then?
I think even if I lost, I was still in first place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Both Nick and Daulton are in first place in their respective divisions.
Oh, okay. You guys do the divisions. That's right.
Yeah. Was there ever thought about playing Brandon Ayuk? Whatever that guy's name is, because he could have been the difference.
Yeah, he could have been the difference maker. No, I don't think we really ever looked at him. I mean, when you have Allen Robinson, who's he's got top 10 talent, and he was gonna play. You can't.
Did you?
Yeah, he was gonna play. I think Nagy was playing it slow there for everyone, but I think he was gonna play. I had confidence. My wife actually has Allen Robinson as well, so she was tracking it and watching Twitter. So I was kind of feeding a little bit off of her too.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. What about the tight end play? Because that's another position where could have at least resulted in a tie, and that is a position that Bobby has historically gotten wrong this year.
If Bobby would have started Hawkinson all season, he would have been fine.
Yeah, but this time, Gesicki, 3 more points.
Oh, honestly, I didn't even know. To be honest, I didn't know he had another tight end on his team.
Some advisor.
I don't see everything.
Gesicki.
No, the tight end position kind of sucks this year. If you look at the gap between Kelsey to any other tight end, it's the separation is unreal. So you're throwing darts at a board just trying to figure out who to start week to week at tight end.
That's why I picked Kelsey early in our fantasy draft. I think second or third round. It was like my second or third pick.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I took him in the third round in my league.
Paid dividends.
It certainly has. I got a guy who's trying to trade for him, and it's like, come on.
No, you can't. Untradeable.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone's tradable.
Well, he said the same thing. He goes, name your price. Anybody has a price. And I said, okay, Dalvin Cook.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, right? I don't know. Kelsey's so good. I played him even on his bye. That's how good he
strategy.
is. No, I didn't actually do that.
That is fantastic, though.
You still would have won, though, if you did.
Yeah, you're right. That's true. That is true. Oh, freaking! I had to go way down in the tight end depth charts to find Dallas Goedert.
Yeah, it sucks though. Like week to week, they keep saying like, he's gonna be the guy for Wentz when Ertz is out, and it's just an absolute letdown.
Yeah. Oh man, I read that on his Outlook. They were like, they used the bye week, and they definitely were working with him. It's like, all right, great. And then I think he kind of ran into trouble because he picked up a head injury early in the game, and I was scared he was almost like he was getting assessed for a concussion, but turned negative, and he was able to return to the game. But so he missed a good chunk of the first quarter, which could have been helpful, but didn't matter in the end because he picked up the easy win.
What also sucked, just going real quick to the Allen Robinson, I don't know why this just jogged my memory. When I was watching the game, I think Robinson had 5 catches in the first half. So I was like, dude, PPR, he is gold right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was getting scared.
And then they got away from him in the third and fourth quarter, and then Foles is a shitty quarterback. So
Chicago's offense was so bad.
it's
Like the fourth quarter, because that's all I really watched, and it was terrible.
yeah.
He could have had like one more garbage catch on that last.
He
drive.
had a long throw, and they overthrew him. I remember seeing that.
What is your guys' scoring system for defenses and special teams? Because I'm assuming, Nick, what did you end up getting there with Chicago?
I got 10. I was expecting more, but I ended up at 10 because
They put up 19.
I think the Vikings put up 19. But because they had an interception, they had a fumble recovery. I was expecting at least 15, even on top of the 19 points. But hey,
the Vikings had 400 yards of offense too.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that got you a negative point there.
That makes sense now.
Oh, you guys need points against for yards by a team?
Yeah, when it gets
If it gets high
over
enough.
400, then it goes -1, and then
Okay.
that I assume would go further down.
But yeah,
Nice.
that Patterson touchdown, I think, saved the day. Without that, there is no win.
Oh man, I hit up Bobby right when it happened. I go, well, that is a great way to start the second half.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And how ironic that it's one of the wide receiver / running backs that Bobby could have potentially picked up if Robinson couldn't go, ends up hurting him.
Yeah, that's some shady business you guys were pulling off there. Luckily,
It was all me.
No, don't. You can't even say that. It was also
Tilt.
Jeremy. You got Jeremy
When you-
involved.
Well, you have a twin, so yeah, I believe it was all you and the other half of you.
So we're calling telepathy now.
I think
we're claiming telepathy.
No, I'm claiming a text message to Jeremy saying, "Hey, do me a solid and pick up this guy." So Bobby can.
No text message.
You guys were chilling.
No text
at your
message.
grandpa's house. You guys were chilling at your grandpa's house watching.
Are you crazy? In a pandemic?
In a pandemic. How dare you? Oh man. Hey Tanner, what oh, go ahead, Nick.
Nah, I got nothing.
I was gonna say, what do you guys use for your fantasy league? Are you on ESPN or Yahoo, or what do you guys use?
I prefer your Yahoo's interface a lot better. I get all my information primarily from ESPN because I like their analysts better.
Yeah.
But I'm not a fan of ESPN's interface for the system, and especially the app on the phone. I just prefer Yahoo. I've been doing Yahoo for the last 7 years.
Dang. Okay. Something we might want to consider. Commish, think about it. Jeremy, shout out to you.
Yeah. It sounds like I need to give you guys some pointers on this commish situation. There's a lot of
if he wants to keep the
just there. I was going back watching some of the podcasts. I was like, holy shit, they're just ratting on the commish here.
Well, it's been a very rocky year. I was the commissioner for years prior to this season, and I decided I didn't want to do it anymore, and that's when Jeremy took over.
Wow.
There's even talks about Daulton doing it. I don't know. That never panned out. I don't know what happened there. And then Jeremy just took it over.
My name was thrown out. So it was thrown out.
I don't think there was going to be a league unless Jeremy decided to do it.
Yeah, and then we decided to start the podcast just to shit about Jeremy.
I really do like this idea though of the podcast, and even though whatever, it's just you guys kind of watching it. It's a lot of fun just to listen back to.
Yeah, exactly. It's just for us.
I enjoy it.
Outsider listening now, though. So.
What's that?
I said I like that we have an outsider listening to the podcast.
Yeah, I know. I now I have a reason to. I'm emotionally invested in this thing.
Yes. Tanner likes the league, and then we also got Amy listening. So we got 12 viewers now, guys.
We're branching out,
blowing up.
That's how it starts. Starts with 2, then that becomes 4. Before you know it, all of Silverado is going to be listening.
Hey, how many views do you need to start making revenue? 30?
Nah, not. I think with all the new algorithms, it's you have to have over 100,000. I think.
Yeah, at least 5 for sure. No, I think you're right. It is 6 figures.
And then you get like a penny a viewer, if that, like a fractions of pennies.
I have no clue.
Hey, if we ever make it, I will let you know.
All right.
Didn't Bobby have like a bunch of views on one of his videos? Did he?
It's probably like copyrighted for a song or something though.
Yeah, I don't know. Bobby does have. It's like an aerodynamics of a car video, and it's like cars going through wind tunnels.
Oh no, I think.
And he compiled it with like some dubstep in the background, and people love it. It's got like hundreds of thousands of views.
Yeah, I think he would have had to like talk to Bass Nectar, because I think it's his song to get permission to use it or something.
That's pretty good.
All right, Tanner. So take us into next week. Who are you guys matching up with, and what kind of things are you seeing and thinking for relax?
Yeah, I mean.
Actually, you guys played Jeremy.
Ooh.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
So where does Bobby stand now with the record? Does he got to go 5-1?
Yeah, because he's 2-8 right now.
So
one more loss is acceptable.
So what does that equal out to? 13 games? Or no? Or is it a full 16-game season?
Well, it's a 13-game regular season,
13.
And then you got your 3 playoff games, which would be like, for Bobby, it would just be like the losers bracket side of it, but we're counting those. So 16 total games.
But you are counting those?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's just going to go 7-9. It's like the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, they do it every year.
Yeah.
Wait. Do the playoff games count?
Yeah, because we said 7. It was 7 wins with the playoff games, or it was 5 wins in just the regular season.
I don't remember all the logistics.
They decided to go 7 games, including those last 3. So 16 games, 7-9. That's
got it.
Very well. Yeah, I mean, obviously the very first thing we probably need to address is going to be the quarterback situation. I don't know if I think he still has Wentz on the bench.
Wentz bench.
That is
leave
true.
him there. Leave him there.
You just missed the Wheel of Winners pick was on the Philadelphia Eagles this week. So, I mean, you got that going for you if you choose that way.
Oh, the Wheel of Winners, is that your random pick? Then you go place in the book.
Yeah, and it's 3-0. So
it's 3-0, and it picked the Eagles this week. So
yeah, explain to me the winners. What's it called? Winners Wheel?
Yeah, the Wheel of Winners. Just a little fun segment we added, and it was just basically I'm spinning this random wheel app on my phone, and it will pick a winner. That's who I'm going to bet that week, and it's gone 3-0. So
do you just do spread or straight up?
No, the spread.
Okay. Wow, 3-0 to a random. That's like the puppies picking out the Super Bowl champ year after year.
Exactly.
Puppy Bowl.
And it wins. If it goes 4-0, I don't even know what that means. We've stumbled upon something great.
Yeah. If it goes 4-0, you guys. I mean, how much have you been betting?
Has anyone actually taken the Wheel of Winners?
Just 22 to win 20 each week, and
okay.
So I'm at $6.
Hey, I mean that's pretty good.
Yeah.
You should. You got. Okay, this is what you got to do next year or whenever you do this. Right? I think you should roll it every week.
Yeah. That's what I was talking to Kyle about that, and we were talking. I should have been rolling it over instead, but that's all right.
What else is on Bobby's team right now?
You have faith in Elliott?
I think you're unfortunately going to have to trust the volume here. I forget who they play this week.
Minnesota.
Minnesota. Well, I mean, Minnesota. I mean, they will beat the Bears, but I don't know. Minnesota's kind of surging with Cook. Could be something. But I think you have to trust the volume, even though it's shaky and not good. I mean, what's Ezekiel rate? I think he's ranked like 14, 15 this week.
Yep.
You guys want Mike Evans for Zeke? Straight up?
I think Bobby has a bunch of wide receivers, if I'm not mistaken. Although,
yeah.
He did trade Metcalf, so that was a concern.
You guys definitely.
That was the worst move all year, I think.
Oh yeah, Bobby wanted me to bring up Metcalf.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Well, although he got shut down last week, I mean, you're going to get that when you have a good CV kind of shutting him down, but
Everyone gets shut down at least 1 week.
right.
Something Monday morning quarterbacking with the Metcalf. Sorry, Bob. I'm botching this one. I don't remember what the point was that I was supposed to make.
Well, I don't know if even if he has Metcalf there, then he loses this week, no doubt. Then right?
Yeah.
I don't know if it would have helped. Who are his running backs again? Let me see if I can pull up an old text message here.
Got Elliott, Johnson. That's Duke Johnson.
Duke
Melvin
Johnson.
Gordon.
Duke Johnson.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. I was kind of expecting more from him. He would have been. I was hoping to get a little more production out of him for sure, especially with having the first waiver wire pickup. It felt like the solid pick.
I had a waiver claim for him, but I think I've been 10th every week, so I don't get anybody.
Well, that's what happens when you're in the winner's circle.
I'm hardly in the winner's circle. I'm winning games by 3 points.
Hey, it's all about matchups. No one cares. It's like, Fast and Furious. Don't care if you win by a mile or an inch.
It's true. Very true.
Let me see.
Yeah, and then you got Melvin Gordon, and then Gallman is on a bye.
Yeah. I think, and with Gordon, he's going to be a little shaky. I know Locke is out, so they're probably going to lean heavy on the run.
When's Gordon get suspended for his DUI?
I think they're making that ruling like in December 15th or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they keep pushing it back. They do it for all these NFL players. It's like, we'll just push it back to the end of the season. It's okay.
I didn't even. When did that happen? I had no idea he had a DUI.
It was like preseason, when we didn't have a preseason.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah. Dang,
maybe it was like on a bye. He was getting high or some shit.
When you get high is on the bye.
This is true.
Stupid shit.
That's what I've always said.
Although, look, I'm looking at the screenshot here in which Bobby was showing me all the different transactions that were going down Sunday. It's shady, guys. It is shady.
I love the fact that Nick dropped and added the same guy 3 times.
You really wanted to make sure he was
no
going to waiver claim and not free agent.
Yeah, like I said, it didn't work out like I had tried. I was a little inebriated when I was doing it. So.
Oh, so you were hanging out with Melvin Gordon?
Exactly.
Let's see here.
But like I said to them, penny stocks. That's all that we were doing was penny stocks there.
Let me ask you guys what your opinion is on this proposed trade that I have from Kyle. So he's proposed Mike Evans for hold on, what? Kalen Ballage.
I was going to pick him up.
Chargers running back. What do you guys think about that? Do you know anything about this guy?
Apparently, Ballage has taken over that backfield.
Ballage.
So,
yes, because
what are your other running backs?
Jackson's hurt. I'm okay with running back. I've
Don't you
got
have Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, I got Josh Jacobs and Antonio Gibson from Washington. Problem is, I don't really have anyone outside of that. No one good.
Do you have 3 functioning wide receivers?
Yeah. I mean, I've got Mike Evans and Robbie Anderson. I've got Diggs, but he's on a bye. Sterling Shepard.
This week.
I wouldn't do it. That's just me.
All right, the advisor's spoken. Sorry, Kyle.
He is now the league advisor, not just Bobby's advisor.
If Evans goes off again and Ballage has 3 points, I'm gonna be like, wow, this is incredible.
Well, I don't mean to shit on Kyle here, but once Eckler comes back, Ballage is useless.
Yeah,
that's
the top process. I mean, Anthony Lynn keeps saying he's coming, but not ready quite yet. So who knows what that means? I think it's been 4, maybe 5 weeks past, or 2 weeks past the IR release. So
yeah, I mean, I'd be more willing to trade Evans for a guy who I know is at least the guy for their team.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what would be the comparable
like doesn't have to be like super great, but like
You could try and get both of them, but you might have to throw someone else in or something like Balaj and Eckler tandem and give him Evans and somebody else.
Oh, does he have
Maybe.
Eckler and Balaj?
Yeah, he's
Oh, well, then I definitely don't do the trade.
Sorry, Kyle.
I'm just pulling strings over here like a little puppet.
This is just Tanner's league, and we're just living in it.
Making Bobby's collusion no longer collusion since Tanner's helping multiple people.
Everybody.
I love this year. This is a great fantasy football year.
It's been an interesting one. I did pick up on something you guys talked about earlier in like one of your pods about like how you guys plan for the COVID and everything. Did you guys do anything at all that changed any rules that you've done in the past?
There was the one week there was the 1 week that you probably heard where it was the Jeremy decision to basically say we can wait a whole quarter, like say I think it was like the Patriot game or something might get postponed.
Oh, was that no? That might have been week 4 with like the Tennessee game.
Yeah, something like that. So, and yeah, so it was one where the Bills was on a Tuesday. Yeah, so that's the Tennessee one, right?
I think it was Bills Tennessee. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. And it was Jeremy put in the group message that we could wait a whole quarter of the 10 o'clock games and then decide, hey, commish, I want you to plug this guy in for basically
X-player,
yeah. And so it was basically saying like in case that game got canceled, you could plug someone in, but you had to decide a quarter in. So the only person that could have taken advantage of that was Bobby, and he tried to. He was playing me that week, and he tried to play like Sammy Watkins that week. He started him, and Odell Beckham Jr. had the late game. So he watched a whole quarter of Sammy Watkins, and when Sammy Watkins didn't score, he goes, all right, Jeremy, put in Odell instead for me.
Did it change the outcome?
No, it didn't change the outcome, but it could have.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, that's kind of sketchy.
Yeah, so what I was saying, what my argument against it was, like, you should have started the player that was
before the game started.
Yeah, should have started like the player that was at risk of getting canceled or something, and had a designated player. Like, all right, before the game starts, I want to designate Sammy Watkins as my player. If this game gets canceled, I want him to be the designated player. And I guess Jeremy didn't think that far ahead, so that was the only.
The easiest thing would have been to make injured reserve slots, like COVID slots.
Yeah.
Because I think you could have done that. You could have done that, like in the league manager tools. You put 2, so like you have 2 guys go out. You could pick somebody up or something, and you wouldn't have to drop anybody because of the COVID.
Yeah, I think that probably would have been the best option. What we ended up doing in our league is we actually added an additional bench spot.
Yeah.
And then I personally, kind of like what happened on Sunday night, I personally hate when people try to fluctuate and pick up and drop. So what I've done in years past is I limited waiver wire picks to a maximum of 3 transactions. And that's kind of limited and makes you think on like what you have to do the following week or the week of. But since COVID kind of happened, I negated that rule. So I made unlimited transactions. So it's actually kind of worked out for our league. And it's been helpful in the sense there's a lot of people still getting dropped, even though we have the additional bench spot. So I felt like our league's been pretty good. Still pretty deep, but something might want to do in the future.
Commission's young, man. The commission's young. He's got a lot to learn. So maybe this year.
He's a newborn.
Yeah, to be fair, he was just sprung into the job. Like he just was like, all right, get the hell out there.
No fire. No fire.
And I barely helped.
Oliver, Mike.
I barely helped him. I didn't do anything.
He asked for all.
There was no changing of the guard, no nothing.
Nope.
Didn't talk about lessons learned, sharing your experiences.
Well, that's So you probably heard on the pod, I did give him one tip that he did not listen to, which was about the draft start time.
Oh yeah.
Because I told
did.
him that you can't change it once it's within the hour. Like ESPN locks it in for some reason an
Right.
hour before. I said, so make sure that like everything's ready to go beforehand. The draft order's set, all that stuff.
But didn't you guys do an offline draft or no?
Well, it wasn't supposed to be. It became an offline draft because Jeremy didn't set the draft order.
I prefer offline drafts. I think I've only done one computer draft. Every other year has been an offline draft.
The offline draft worked out great. I think everybody liked it. I like the offline draft too.
Jeremy didn't like it.
It was electric. The offline draft was electric.
It was great. So very flustered, and
it makes it more fun.
It does.
It wasn't planned, but it was electric.
The best part was that we all just continued on with the offline draft while Jeremy still spent like another hour trying to figure out like the ESPN settings, all mad and stuff. And we're just like over here drafting. We're like, Jeremy, come on, it's your pick. And he's all pissed off.
That's great.
All right, guys. Well, we've done about an hour here. Do you guys have any other topics you want to touch on?
I've got nothing.
Good.
Who's the lock pick this week, Daulton?
What was that?
Who's the lock pick, or who's your lock pick?
Oh, it was the Wheel of Winners. We changed my segment, so now that segment's the Wheel of Winners. So it's the Eagles +4. I think I saw. So.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Easy money.
So what gave it away when you guys knew it was me? I watched it back and I picked up on a couple things, but I was curious what gave it away.
What was I saying? There was Bobby was saying that I picked up on like some gambling reference or something that gave that away, and then I forgot one other thing. I'll have to listen to it back.
Well, it was that you were over at Kyle's.
Oh yeah.
And Kyle had mentioned that you wanted to go to listen to the podcast, and then Daulton kind of picked up on the fact that Kyle had said you wanted to listen to the podcast. He was like, oh, I think this is Tanner, because why else would you like really care about our podcast?
Yeah, that was the other thing I thought of, is because Amy was literally on the week before and she goes, hey, how do I share this with Tanner? And I was like, that's like subliminal, like kind of just starting already setting it up.
Yes, exactly. I don't know how Kyle knew, but he texted me like the next day and was like, I think the special guest was Tanner. And I was like, yeah, Daulton kind of thought the same thing too.
Yeah, that's good.
How many times?
Yeah, go ahead.
How many times did you say game script? Going over.
I don't even know, but that should be that could be a drinking game for sure.
I didn't even notice. Did you say that a lot in the last episode?
At least 4 times.
Oh man. Game script.
But it's true.
Not wrong, but I just kept hearing game script in the chipmunk voice.
Man,
that was so good. That was one of the best segments.
Well, thank you guys for having me.
Yeah.
Hopefully I don't fall by the wayside here.
No, you definitely won't. We'll have you on again.
You got to pull out a win, so you got at least.
Oh man, if you guys get it, I don't know. I mean, yeah, if you guys get a win, we'll have you on again to talk about the win for sure.
To be fair, if they get a win next week,
it's a big one.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Oh, that will be a big one. And we could maybe have Jeremy on too.
Or this week, I guess. Yeah.
So if it's a loss, then I don't know if any of that will happen. But
then I'll just take my 2 checks and I'm out of here.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys. Well, I'll wrap things up here. Thank you guys for listening. This has been another episode of BOP. We will see you again next week. See you, everybody.
Peace.
Yeah.